What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing you Ravens content every single day. If you want to stay through the Ravens content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell as well. Now, in this video, there's so many things that I could talk about with the Ravens loss to the Dolphins and so many fingers to blame and all that stuff. But I'm going to talk about the positive things that we can take from that game. And I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below as well about the positives that you can take out of this game. And I'm not going to do like kind of backhanded positives and things like that, like saying, oh, well, it showed us that Greg Roman really can't be, or like this is the proof that the Ravens needed to fire him. Like, I'm not going to go in that direction. Like, this is going to be like actual good things that we saw from the Baltimore Ravens that can help them for the rest of the season and as they move forward. So starting off, I'm going to talk about the rookies. Rashad Bateman and Odafe Oweh played very, very solid. Starting with Odafe Oweh, he had the nice sack. I mean, that was most of what it was, but he had the sack, which was really good. But Rashad Bateman is continuing to impress, and it seems like every single week he's getting better and better. This game, he had his career high in catches. He had 6 receptions. He had 80 yards on those. And he's just going out there and he's making plays. And he showed that his route running is good enough to the point where he can get open consistently, which the Ravens aren't putting him on crazy routes and things like that. Like, he's not a burner or anything like that. So when he's getting open, it's because he is running a better route. And he's doing that very consistently. So he is doing very, very well this season, and he's a chain mover. He's getting the first downs and everything like that. So I think that is one of the biggest things that the Ravens can look at is like, hey, they did good with Rashad Bateman. Every single week he's going out there and he's doing his job and he's getting open and he's catching passes. He showed off great hands every single week except for the Chargers game. He unfortunately had the one bounced off of his chest. They got intercepted, but Rashad Bateman is definitely a positive that we can look at after this Dolphins game. The next thing is like the defense, and I know there were so many terrible things that happened on defense, the miscommunications, but like there were some guys that played really, really well, and the defense looked amazing. Remember, the Ravens only allowed one touchdown, or their defense only allowed one touchdown. They had the fumble recovery for a touchdown, and then a whole lot of field goals by Miami. So when we're looking at this game, and we saw Patrick Queen played a really good game. Anthony Averett played a great game. Now, Anthony Averett, there is a dispute about whether or not he was supposed to be in cover 3 versus cover 2 on the big play that happened. Now, that's something that, in zone coverage, not cover 2 man, cover 2 zone. And he was playing the flat. The guy got over the top. Some people think that Chuck Clark should have been there. I mean, that just comes down to communication. But like overall, like he played really well. And him and Patrick Queen have been two of the guys that have really been pointed out for struggling. And I think that points to Josh Bynes and his importance to this defense. I wish he had that Odell-esque interception in the end zone, but I'll take the SWAT knockdown and things like that Ravens were able to get from it. So like overall, the defense looks really good. Outside of a couple of just boneheaded mistakes, which is just that just happens when you're running such a complicated defense with such inexperienced players. But, overall, I think that the Ravens defensively, like looking at that, that's something that we can take as a positive. And there's not that many positive guys. I'm not going to try and like extend this and be like, oh, we got to make this so long. No, there's not that many positives to go through, but there are some. And I think that it's important to highlight those when the Ravens do have these performances and these really negative things, still be able to find the positives. And even when they play really well, there's still negatives to point out. Another guy, Geno Stone, that I want to talk about. Now, he got a really poor penalty called against him. I felt like it was completely clean. The announcers thought it was clean. But I really liked what the Ravens were doing with having Brandon Stevens and Geno Stone in the back. I liked them having Chuck Clark in the middle. I felt like that was a good addition, and the Ravens should continue to do that throughout the rest of the year. It doesn't have to be Geno and Brandon Stevens. It could be Darius Washington getting some time. It doesn't really matter, but I like having Chuck Clark in the box in certain situations. So I do like that. I think that is a positive that they were experimenting. Unfortunately, they got an unlucky penalty called against them. But then getting back on the offensive side of the ball, I think Lamar Jackson being frustrated was a really good thing. And like he was that was probably the angriest I've ever seen Lamar. or at least, on camera I've ever seen Lamar. I mean, he really wanted to win. He was trying to motivate those guys. It just nothing was going right, and those guys, there wasn't anybody standing up to him, getting mad at him or anything like that. There was no confrontation. It was him trying to motivate his guys, and I think that's always a positive thing. He wasn't out there just getting mad and throwing a temper tantrum and doing nothing. He was out there trying to motivate the guys. And, he did. And all of a sudden, like, they started playing better. It was just too little too late. Obviously, he threw the pick at the end of the game. That's whatever. He threw the slant pass to Sammy Watkins. It beats the cover zero, but then Xavier Howard made a great play, punched the ball out, picked it up, returned it for a touchdown. So, like, overall, I felt like the play improved after he did that. It was just an unlucky break with the fumble that really that just put the icing on the cake, or put the dagger in the box. But overall, those are kind of the only positives that I can take out of it. I just wanted to talk about the positive things because there were good things. Bateman, Averett, Patrick Queen, Geno Stone getting some playing time, like a lot of things that we can look at as like, hey, also Chris Westry. I didn't even mention him. Chris Westry looked solid. I like Chris Westry's play. So a lot of things that the Ravens could take is like, oh, wow, that was actually pretty good. And, obviously there were a ton of negatives, things to fix, but we talked about a lot of those in the post-game stream and recap. So if you want to hear 2 hours of talking about what went wrong, go check that out. But thank you, everybody, for watching. Subscribe for Daily Ravens content. And there won't be a video tomorrow because it'll just be NFL Sunday. So we're just going to be watching football. But maybe something tomorrow night. But I don't really know. But I'll see you Monday, definitely, for sure. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Subscribe for Daily Ravens content, and I'll see all of you again next time.